Every... I don't know what you're doing. Be good. Be good. I can't see what you're doing. First, hello fellow Colonzarians. Hello everyone. Hello, 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 hello. That guy on TikTok was very strange. Which one? They're all fucking very strange. TikTok Live is a wonderful genre. I've said this before. TikTok is a wonderful platform for meeting some of the most depraved people in the world. TikTok gang. Yeah, apart from all the people who like me on there, you're all great. You're the most moral TikTokers in the world. But, like, the thing I can't do, like, I'm a bit pissed about the ContraPoints video. Like, it sucks that it's basically got screwed over by the algorithm that, like, basically it first didn't have a thumbnail during the most important hours, and then it was, like, you know, the fucking video was taken down, and it just quite kind of killed it a bit, but it's still done okay. But, like, on TikTok, it's just, like, regularly I just have, like, a problem with shit just being, you know, like fucking just getting no views. No real explanation. Every night another. The most moral TikTok fandom. That Patrick guy. Which one was the Patrick guy? I've already forgot. Oh, yeah. I think he sounded a bit like he wasn't all there. Like, I'm not being rude. Like, genuinely, he sounded like there was something wrong with him, and it wouldn't surprise me. That, like, Apple Johnny guy as well. These people are weird. And the Ariel guy, like, saying, trying to make out that Israel was just like... I think that is just my rule. If you lie, you're getting banned. Like, I just don't have enough time for it. Hold on. The Kahan Commission, which just didn't go far enough, they investigated it, blah, blah, blah. All the facts and factors connected with the atrocity carried out by a unit of the Lebanese against the civilian population. The decision on the entry of the phalangists into the refugee camps was taken without consideration of the danger, which the makers and executors of the decision were obligated to foresee as probable. The phalangists would commit massacres and pogroms against the inhabitants of the camps, and without an examination of the means for preventing this danger. Similarly, it is clear from the course of events that when the reports began to arrive of the actions of phalangists in the camps, no proper heed was taken of the reports, the correct conclusions were not drawn from them, and no energetic and immediate action was taken to restrain. Like, Israel did that. Ariel Sharon was found to bear personal responsibility, and I just have to listen to someone who's like claiming, nah, that's not actually true, and it's just like, is that not a bit of an insane thing to say? Sorry, I'm gonna fiddle with my microphone. No, my camera. Oh no. Maybe I should actually leave that in the bottom corner. Will you pin the Discord link? I hadn't even seen it. So, I could, maybe, but yeah. I can pin the Discord link. I've made being taller than 40 illegal. Is it 40 inches, are you saying? What's up, you cuns the guzzlers? Right, let's get into this Nelk Netanyahu debacle. I didn't realise they did a full send in Israel.
I can't watch it. You don't have to do this. Straight up.
So we're gonna do it, bro. This stuff's all live.
Hey!
Interesting.
So I don't know if you've been watching Slap, but there was a guy that this just happened to. He let the other guy go first.
Boo!
Your top king, Zinfidel indeed. What is this?
Because he was like the king of sending.
This is just like My only, like, real core memories is I used to have a flatmate and we used to be really good friends, and he liked the Nelk Boys, and I just remember, like, sometimes occasionally hearing what they were saying, and it was just stupid. Like, it was genuinely the stupidest shit imaginable.
And
We want Nelk. We want Nelk. I hear you guys in the chat
Before
chanting.
we get into it, if you guys have not tried out the Prize Picks app, you guys gotta try it out. You guys know me and all the boys. We love watching sports, and we love
You guys know me and the boys. We all love watching sports and interviewing war criminals.
time user. Shout out to Prize Picks, the best app to fire on sports in the game. Use code NELK. Take it.
You see, we are so not qualified to do this. That's what's interesting about this. We're just...
July 8th. Any current events that occurred afterward will obviously not be covered.
This is fucking...
Travelling is he won't respond to your video because he doesn't have time to. Well, I mean, I didn't know that Travelling Israel had even acknowledged the existence of my video. But Travelling Israel churns out shit all the time. So, kind of surprising. But, well, sorry, not surprising. He does have time, but he doesn't want to. I'm live talking. Goodness me, but yeah, I'm not surprised about that. I nearly put you, every time I'm doing this, I'm nearly putting you in a timeout. Every single time without fail.
This is so crazy. We are so not qualified to do this. That's what's interesting about this. We're just not, we just should not be doing this.
Well, we're too far to go.
Bro's literally wanted by the SEC. I mean, it's fucking crazy. Like, and it's funny as well, because one of the key arguments against what Hassan did was like, Hassan asked him whether he liked anime. Yeah, that's a 19-year-old kid, not someone who's responsible for mass starvation. Which is what this guy's responsible for. It's crazy. Nelk boys are gross for this. What the fuck is the collar on the non-Steiny guy? Non-Steiny guy! Jesus Christ. Bro, put some respect on. Is that Kyle? No, that's not Kyle, is it? Who is that?
Here we have the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. He's about to walk into the podcast right now. This is probably one of the most, if not the most controversial podcast we
For sure the most
have
we've
ever done.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe not the most controversial we'll ever do.
Maybe not.
Who's the next one? They're going to have Hitler's corpse on. Is that going to be the next controversial person? Is that going to be the next most controversial person? Or maybe they'll have Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, the leader of the Rapid Support Forces. That'd be a great idea. WTF, Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, do you like burgers, Mr. Dagalo?
But
Maybe though.
I mean, this issue is just like, and by the way, I want to say too, I'm not claiming to be an expert on this issue.
Stop calling him the non-Steiny guy. I don't actually know what his name is. We better do some Nelk research. Who are the Nelk boys? These are kind of crazy numbers. So the most viewed are Elon Musk, Mike Tyson. Those just don't seem to have that many views, right? Like, that doesn't seem that high for who these people are. Who are the members? Kyle Forgard, Jason 905 Shooter, Pagadon, Steve will do it. That is Kyle, isn't it? That is Kyle. We'll get to the I Love Burgers in a bit. Stephen Delonardis, Salim the Dream, Aaron Steinberg, Arthur Jimmy Gambles Kulik, Crew, Gabriel Ponchio, Jordan, Cousin J Noane, Jesse Sebastiani, Lucas Gasparini. I'm going to say it. Italian Americans either go down the dark path of becoming the Nelk boys, or they go down the good and light path of becoming Big Boom AJ and Big Justice. So yeah. Yes, Chris, I have membership here. They need one called Chad, yeah. Chad, or like, I don't know, what's an American name? Brick.
Or anything like that. I've kind of just, probably like a lot of you guys,
Bro, I didn't even go to America, and yeah, this is so frat. I didn't even...
that, you know, you read stuff online.
Yeah, oh shit, maybe we should have watched it together, Riverwand. I don't want to, Let's do a live later in the week, Riverwand. We can work something out. Sorry, I'm less busy now. I've just been busy the last couple of weeks.
And I feel like on the internet now, too, it's like...
Kevin and Brett. Yeah, Kevin and Brett. Aiden.
You don't even know what's real.
Aiden from Wisconsin. Is that a place that Americans are from?
You read shit, and it's like, you see a headline, and it's like, is this true? Is this not?
If your circle isn't talking about Nelk boys, full sending it, NFTs, and speedballs, what the hell are you even doing?
True. So I see so much stuff about, you know, what's going on in Israel and, you know, Iran and Palestine. And to be honest, I just really don't know what is going on there. So
it's not really that hard to know what's going down.
It's going to be interesting.
We should do it Friday, Riverwand, and we'll like plan it a bit better. Wait, Friday. Yeah, Friday works. So I could do about a 2-hour thing. That sounds good to me.
To sit down with Prime Minister Netanyahu and kind of just ask him some questions about what we read online and
get educated.
Probably going to be a lot of hate in the comments and stuff like that.
Americans live in places like Massachusetts, but also hell. That's a place that a lot of Americans live. Any state that I don't like.
In my opinion, I mean, dude,
we're journalists, right?
We're technically journalists.
My other problem with this Riverwand would be that I don't know how to set it up so we would actually be able to watch it together. This is far surpassing my own technical skills.
Pass up this opportunity at the end of the day.
No, and plus at the end,
I don't know what's going on in America at the moment. Going on in Germany at the moment. But like, I hear so much about it. So we got Adolf Hitler to come on talk. Mr. Hitler, what's your favorite burger? Ja, liebe ich Burgers. Aber auch hasse ich Juden. Ja, deutlich. Wir Deutschen Lebensraum. Wir Deutschen brauchen Lebensraum? Ja.
End of the day, it's like we get the opportunity to sit down with one of the most powerful people in the world.
I don't know even that's how you say it. I don't think you say we Germans like that. Wir Deutsche, no, you would.
A world leader.
Yeah.
And we get to ask him some stuff, and we're gonna ask him what we want to ask him too.
They're calling London. I see Americans calling London Londonistan. You guys live in Burgistan.
So, if you guys, you know, want to hear shit, whatever questions you guys want to hear, there's probably a ton of other interviews of him on CNN or, like, you know, typical news stuff. We're gonna ask him what we want to ask him. So, to me, this.
Have you ever shotgunned a beer? We at the Nelk Boys love shotgunning beers. Have y'all ever done that, Mr. Netanyahu? Have y'all ever shotgunned a beer? Oh, they're Americans. Canadians.
It's crazy. Like, how far we've come, and we're get to sit down with.
I bet they're from Saskatchewan and stuff.
World leaders.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. So.
Yeah. I mean, for any backlash, this is just an opportunity, again, you can't really pass up. I don't see it. No one else doing this.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll sit down with any world leader in the world.
I agree.
I mean,
Would you sit down with, like, Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo? Like, I really have to ask, like, Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo is the head of the Rapid Support Forces in Sudan. He is responsible for, undeniably, mass weaponized sexual assault. He is someone who has been legitimized over and over again as a, some kind of leader. Would you have sat down with fucking Pol Pot? I mean, he wouldn't have sat down with you. He ain't got time for no Nelk boys. But, like, the funny thing is one funny thing is that, like, when people went to see fucking Pol Pot, he killed some journalists, I believe. The Khmer Rouge were killing journalists.
My dream guess is Kim Jong-un.
Both of
Kim
ours.
Jong-un, if you're watching this.
This is kind of
like
like
to
that.
come to North Korea.
Jesus Christ. Kim Jong-un, I bet, would smoke these morons, because Kim Jong-un's probably a smart enough guy to realise these guys are idiots. What he would do is he'd be like, oh, you Americans are so clever, have a burger. And these two would just be like, yo, Kim Jong-un's actually alright, you know, y'all. We love burgers.
And interview you
All I
as
could
well.
think about is the interview when we're doing
I'm
this.
so down to pull up to Moscow and interview Putin, too.
Yeah, we'll do everybody.
This is what sets off podcasts. You could put a small microphone here, but no, you have to see this thing, right?
Yeah. Prime Minister Netanyahu with us today. We're here in the Blair House.
Yep.
Right? Is this the White House grounds?
Close.
Close.
It's the sort of the official guest house of the United States.
How have you seen, like, the White House and stuff? Like, how has it evolved over the years, over the times of you visiting it?
I've met quite a few of the American presidents because I've been in office pretty long time.
It's also quite interesting to just... I can't imagine what it's like to be in a room with someone this fucking evil. Like, I know I said this about, like, you know, seeing Zionism as, like, not, like, necessarily evil in the sense of, like, understanding it for what it is politically. But just, like, imagine being in a room with someone who is responsible for so much killing, so much expulsion, and so many of these things.
Not because we don't have elections, but because I've won quite a few of them, okay? I think there's never been a friend like Donald Trump in the White House for Israel. I think he's a remarkable leader. I think he's changing history. He said he'll make America great again. He's already done it. You know, America is widely admired now around the world, especially after
Who is admiring America?
our joint operation against this regime that wanted to, you know, chance death to America, death to Israel. Well, I think together we've shown the world a different face of America, very powerful.
What's the different face of America? Just like killing people, because that is the only face that America have had in recent years. Just killing people and bringing misery. I feel like they haven't changed much, really.
Very directed, very resolute.
You guys are very tight, right? Would you call it a bromance?
Well, you might. I mean, we've known each other several decades.
Do you think some pro-Palestine people would view Bad Empanada as extreme? I mean, Bad Empanada does say and do some pretty fucking extreme things on Twitter. So, yeah, I think some pro-Palestine people would view Bad Empanada as extreme. And some of his statements, I think, would correlate with pretty extreme things to say and do. But I think ultimately Bad Empanada unequivocally rejects Zionism, which I think is a very important thing to be doing. I think unequivocally rejecting Zionism is the only correct position. Zionism is not some just or moral project. That was kind of the crux of my ContraPoint video.
And, you know, I really like him.
What do you like most about him?
You know, if you meet him close up, and Sarah and I have had this opportunity many times, including last night in a great dinner.
What he likes most about him is that he's a paedophile, maybe. I mean, this is like Trump is literally like a paedophile. And Trump's also, by the way, Trump is also Bidening. Like, Trump's brain is turning to Swiss cheese. Also, thank you so much for the donation. But yeah, like, I don't, someone just saying, Bad Empanada is the most mildest guy. I mean, he seems like an interesting-ish guy. Like, I'm sure he's a very clever man. Like, I'll be frank with you, he's a very clever bloke. Very good at making videos as well.
We had at the White House. First of all, Donald Trump can be very funny.
Of course.
He can be very funny.
Especially off camera, right?
He can, absolutely. He can split you sort of...
Was it funny when he sent Jeffrey Epstein a message that was... he is a funny guy, you know. He sent Jeffrey Epstein, everyone's favourite New York financier. He sent him a naked woman as if his signature was the pubic hair. It's a very funny, clever guy. He's a bit of a chill guy.
Sit there and you start guffawing because it's so funny. And also, I'll tell you something else.
This may count as gay porn, Chris. It's TOS. Yeah, maybe it is. There is a lot of glazing going on right now. Jesus.
That's Sarah, who's a psychologist, and she, psychologists.
His wife is a psychologist. Jesus Christ. They let anyone be a psychologist these days.
You know psychologists?
Of course.
They look at people. They identify very quickly with that. You know what she said to me about Donald Trump? She said he's a good person. He has a good heart. He wants to do good. And that
of course we're serving cunts. Yeah, also, by the way, I think Trump is the opposite of someone who wants to do good. I think he has brought misery to millions of people, like any American president.
is something that I think that you have to know him well to appreciate it. And the last thing I tell you about him, Okay?
He's great at sex.
I can tell you many things, but he cuts to the chase. You know, he cuts through the BS. You have to spell out what BS is. He cuts through the BS. He goes right to the point, to the heart of the matter, and sometimes he says things that get right to things that people don't want to really think through. And he cuts to the bone. And that is an amazing quality because it lets you focus on the things that are important. So it's been incredible.
By the way, we'll get to this later, but this is the reason that he likes him. Like, Biden let him do all of the abusive things to the Palestinians, and so does every other American president. What he likes is that Trump just, like, takes the gloves off and is just like, yeah, you know, you can, like, finish the project and stuff.
Incredible partnership, both personally, but also for our two nations.
But, yeah, I mean, also, but I think it's crazy they've interviewed Trump. I mean, this is literally just... There is a whole, like, media thing that is basically just, that is, like... This is basically just fucking state media. People are like, I don't trust the mainstream media. What the fuck do you call this? People who are associated with the President of America who get interviews with people like Netanyahu. Like,
Did you have any type of relationship with Biden?
Not the same. I've known Biden for, 40 years? Almost as long. Well, both of them. Over the decades, it was a different relationship. It was a friendship, but also it evolved into, how shall I say this? Severe disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also the thing. Like, I know Ethan Klein was, like, posted this clip and was like, but Hassan says there's no difference between the two. Hassan's fucking right. Severe disagreements, where you're still allowed to, you know, do genocide, starve people, wipe out people's history, culture, their land, continue to annex Palestinian land without having really any trouble stopping you from doing that, continually be offered rhetorical support, having literal lies parroted by the American president. You know? It's like Biden said that they beheaded babies, you know? He said that. He said that he saw the photos. Like, this whole idea that they're like, oh, you know, seethe clown. I like that. But just this whole idea that they're so different. But yeah, it's ridiculous. What he's saying is like, oh yeah, but Trump lets me do things that Biden wouldn't. Biden still let him, like, you know, destroy the whole of the Gaza Strip and, like, get into the do the ethnic cleansing, lay the groundwork. They knew that that was Israel's plan. They let Israel do that. They let Israel go into Rafah. They said it was a red line, and then they did nothing about it. Biden posted, I cannot reiterate this enough, Biden posted a fake ceasefire, which he said Israel had agreed to, and then Israel came out and said they hadn't agreed to it, even though Hamas had agreed to the exact same conditions. He posted a fake fucking ceasefire.
And with Donald Trump, we've had powerful agreement.
Also, sorry, I just want to bring this up. I'd forgotten that this was a thing. The Trump Gaza AI video.
Donald's coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here.
The song is crazy. The song is crazy. Like, I remember watching this video, but I don't think I'd heard the song.
Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, number one. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, number one.
This should be illegal. This is American culture. But yeah, no more Elon. It's a very sad video to watch when you think about it. You are too smart for this conversation. You need to forget everything you know to truly understand this conversation. I should probably just smash my head a couple of times and then maybe I'll understand it. Maybe if I was dropped on my head at birth, I would understand it a bit better. Maybe if an eagle had landed on the soft spot of my head, I would understand this a lot better.
And where there's no date.
That's the rite of passage for any Nelk Boys fan. Also, guys, I'm seeing a lack of likes on the stream. It must be broken or something.
Between an American president and an Israeli prime minister, amazing things can happen. Like our common enemies who chant death to Israel, death to America, and want to develop atomic bombs and the means to deliver them to this city and to every part of America, all of a sudden they're not so intimidating. All of a sudden we can defeat them. All of a sudden you can use these brave American pilots who come.
They would also just allow them. They would also just fucking... Biden would have done it. The strike on Iran was trained with the Biden administration. Like, the strike on Iran that this guy is talking about, that he's now like, yeah, you know, Biden was so different. They trained it with the Biden administration. I'll see if I can find a link to this. Yeah, that is true. I'm just double checking it, but yeah, it's definitely true.
From around the world, drop it right over the bunker and help us end our amazing...
Did he say people with big beards? I didn't even hear that.
The amazing feats of our soldiers and pilots. That's an amazing thing. It's good for America. It's good for the security of every single American.
How do you feel
What did that even achieve? They didn't destroy Iran's nuclear capabilities. Like, they just didn't.
about the Americans'
He looks really strange. His posture's really strange. His, like, neck's out here, but his shoulders are back here. He kind of looks like this.
opinion on Israel right now?
Well, look, I think the broad segments of the American public support Israel, but I'm concerned that the young people in America, some of them are getting the wrong picture of Israel, vilification, demonization.
Good.
You can feed them a lot of...
Oh, yeah. I know the video of the belly dancers with beards. It's strange.
lies. So the only way you can fight lies is with the truth. How do you fight lies? You tell the truth. And you have to tell it as often and as, intensely as the lie.
You guys are saying that a side effect of talking to the devil is losing your neck. Must be a terrible punishment.
Lies that are leveled against you. And that requires an effort. It's like another battlefield, you know? And I'm...
You would think that, like, the clever-ish, or, like, not even a cleverish question might be to say, hey, what's the lie you're telling here? Like, what's the lies told against Israel?
I'm doing this podcast, among other things, to reach young people.
Of course.
You guys are pretty young. I mean...
30 years old.
30.
30.
These guys are 30! Bro, that is so sad.
That's young.
Yeah. What do you think the biggest misconceptions are about Israel?
Well, first of all, they don't know what kind of an open society it is, how pluralistic. I mean, we live...
I think this proves that if he was still alive, Jeffrey Epstein would have been on these podcasts, and he would have been like, oh, there's loads of allegations against me, and they'd be like, yeah, we heard about you being arrested for being a paedophile, and he'd be like, oh, it was the liberal media who did that to me, and these people would fucking eat it up.
in the heart of the Middle East, okay? Iran is not that far away. In Iran, they hang gays by cranes. In Israel, probably Tel Aviv is one of the, the most open, liberal-minded city on earth. Israel is a high...
We visited there, yeah.
Yeah.
Is gay marriage legal in Israel? Is gay marriage recognized in Israel? No, gay marriage is not recognized in Israel. It's a lie. And also, by the way, like just pulling that up and being like, Iran hangs gay people, so what? Israel's just moral and should be allowed to starve people without any pushback. Crazy.
Completely different.
Our assistant's gay too. He had a good time.
Well, you can vouch.
Yeah, no, we all had a
So,
good time.
look at that. How about women, okay? Women in Iran, they shoot the women. They shot this extraordinarily brave and beautiful woman. Shot her.
And what do you do to Palestinian women, Mr. Netanyahu? No, gay marriage isn't illegal. Gay marriage is not recognized in Israel. Like, you can't be gay and get married in Israel. Like, it's not a recognized marriage if you're gay and married in Israel. But being gay and getting married is not necessarily, like, the definition of whether a state treats gay people correctly. I heard Israel bombed a section where there are a lot of transgender people, but generally just prisoners, political prisoners and stuff, so... But yeah, like, also, by the way, Iran being these things does not justify Israel. And all of these people who talk about, like, oh, Iran does these brutal things to people who protest, so do Hamas and all of these things... It's so, like, ridiculous. It's so ridiculous to sit there and say this. I can see where Ethan gets his news from. Forgot how diverse Israel is. Yeah. Thank you very much, Cry-Side. But yeah, like, you know what? Like, it's funny because Ethan claims that he's not pro-Israel, but here he is regurgitating the same name as the same talking points as Ethan Klein
on the sidewalk because she showed too much hair. In Israel.
And what did you do to Palestinians who protested? You broke their bones. Non-violent Palestinians who protested, you broke their bones during the First Intifada. You shot and wounded thousands of people. Your soldiers turned it into a game to shoot people in the legs during the Great March of Return. It's such a stupid talking point, being like, oh, Israel's free and fair. Like, you were shooting people. You murdered a nurse. You murdered a brave nurse who just dared to be at the Great March of Return.
Women are, you know what? What women? I'll tell you what the difference is, okay?
Excuse me, this is not a bunch of straight men. Their reporter is actually gay. One of their people is actually gay.
So I had this young woman officer in my military secretariat. The Prime Minister has military secretariat.
Her name was Hila Klein. She was brilliant. She hated those damned Palestinians.
And usually has a general and it has staff assistants. One of the staff assistants was this young woman pilot, navigator, on leave from the Air Force to do this work.
Exactly. Iran shoots women for showing hair. You have murdered hundreds, nearly 1,000 people who just wanted to feed themselves. Give me a fucking break.
Prime Minister's office. You know what you did now? She was flying over the skies of Tehran, attacking this horrible regime that tyrannizes the women in Tehran. That's the difference. The women there get shot on the sidewalk, and an Israeli woman pilot helps live.
It's literally Hila Klein talking points. This is what I mean. They say they hate Netanyahu. They believe the same things. Hila literally posted the exact same thing. Like, I am not joking. Hila posted the same thing.
Liberate Iran, quite the women of Iran. And boy, that's a big difference. And that's true of everything. It's true of nightlife. It's true of the startup nation, the incredible ingenuity and entrepreneurship, incredible freedom. Israel is a paragon of freedom in America.
Unless you're Palestinian, that is. If you're Palestinian and dare to speak up, oh boy, it's not such a free, lovely place, is it? But like, genuinely, this is actually quite funny to listen to, because this literally sounds like a lot of the things Ethan Klein says. Like, it's the same propaganda for Zionism.
Exactly, enjoy freedom. And to have young Americans march and support these...
It's a script, Chris, obviously. I mean, perhaps, but like at the same time, well, it's also because the defenses of Zionism, there is only one defense, which is relying on this stuff and like exoticizing the people it opposes. When the reality is they are the ones who are mass killing innocent people, who shoot protesters and do all of these things.
Mass rapists? These people who beheaded men, who burnt babies alive? I'm talking about the Hamas monster.
This is literally describing your military.
Is that their ideal? They know nothing. I mean, they don't know what they're talking about. And I want to bring that truth to them. So Israel is a great free society and the best partner that America has anywhere.
Great people there for sure. When we visited, everyone was so welcoming and people were inviting us over for dinner and stuff. But I see, like, that's the thing too. I'm not claiming to be an expert too, but I'll just read stuff on like X and like people will say like,
X, the everything app. I asked Grok in 18 plus NSFW mode.
Israel's killing.
And it told me Israel was killing babies. And I said, no, Grok 18 plus NSFW mode.
Babies or like they're starving people.
That's completely false. In fact, the reason.
Like, why do you let him say this? Like, why do you not say, hey, like a huge amount of babies have died? Huge amount in comparison to what Israel is doing.
Have civilian casualties in Gaza is because Hamas were basically horrible murderers and killers, okay? Committed to our destruction and your destruction. They say so openly. I mean, they say the big enemy, the real enemy, the great Satan is America. And Israel is...
They sat down for an education session with fucking Hitler. Like, by the way, Hitler would be... If you gave Hitler a platform, this is what he'd do. He'd be like, Germany is all these great and moral things, because we've got rid of the bad, evil people, we're going to get rid of them. And he would cloak it under euphemisms by saying, oh, these people are so bad. But yeah.
The small Satan. But it's a small Satan that is standing in their way of conquering with other Iranian proxies, conquering the Middle East, and then we move on to you. So America is the great Satan. And America, needs to...
American imperialism in the Middle East should fucking go. It's not an outrageous thing to say. America's influence over the world is despicable. America's world over the influence is just insane. I watched this... Hold on, let's watch something. Why is this taking ages? Oh, has my stream gone down? Has my stream gone down? What's going on?
Disappear. And we stand in their way. But one of the things you have to understand is Gaza is the densest urban environment you can find.
Because you made it that way. You made it that way. Hold on.
Duane Claridge was head of the CIA's Latin American division in the early 1980s.
Chile, the only reason it exists is because of Pinochet.
At a huge human price.
What human price? Give me a break.
The thousands who were disappeared and murdered.
Thousands? You count them. What thousands?
Well,
and
I've
don't
seen...
talk to me about truth commissions.
I've seen their names in the cemetery in Santiago.
Yeah,
you're saying they're
thousands. There aren't thousands.
Just listen to this. This is the guy who was the CIA Latin America chief. This is the guy responsible for murdering and torturing, setting up a regime that tortured and murdered tens of thousands of people. And, this is a guy who's just, and we're meant to believe that this is not evil? That, Hamas are, the real baddies? What is this? What is this? This is evil. When you sit here and try and, all these people who are the West is good, what is this? Listen to this man speak.
Well...
There aren't thousands, sir.
It was a period in which almost everybody in the present situation regards as a dark time, in which the CIA played a major role.
That's right. They played a major role in overthrowing, what's his name?
What's his name was Salvador Allende.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
He was democratically elected.
Right. Okay.
Literally just what's his name. They overthrew someone who a country chose, and it's just what's his name to the chief of the fucking CIA.
Hey?
Is that okay to overthrow a democratically elected government? Is it okay?
It depends on what your national security interests are.
Are you denying that Pinochet caused huge suffering in that country?
I huge, I don't buy.
Listen to that. He's just saying that Pinochet was, good and moral. This is, America. This is Duane Claridge. This is... Unfortunately for Duane, if he was born maybe, I don't know, this guy's old in 2000 and something. If he was born in fucking 1990, he'd be in the Nelk boys.
He committed...
Why did they overthrow him? Because he didn't, you just heard it, because he didn't fit with American national security interests. In my understanding, Salvador Allende wasn't even that radical. I'm no expert on this, I just watched this documentary recently, it's good.
Crimes, I agree.
But it's worth it.
Huh?
Is that what you're saying? Yeah, those crimes are worth it?
Yeah. Sometimes, unfortunately...
This is from the War on Democracy, if you want to watch it, it's good.
Things have to be changed in a rather ugly way.
According to the Truth Commission and a whole swathe of human...
Well, come on, John. This is where we're going. You're wasting my time. That's all bullshit.
Listen to this. This is a guy just saying the same shit as Israel, by the way. The blueprint was already there. Oh, Amnesty, Human Rights Watch, they're all bullshit. These people are the most evil killers.
Those people all had agendas.
So it was bullshit that...
Literally, listen, it's literally the same as what Israel says and does now.
The Salvadorian military were murdering tens of thousands of people.
I bet you can't count more than 200 in the whole 10 or 12 years. You're taking the stuff from these propaganda mills. And I'm not interested.
What are the propaganda mills?
All these things, this truth thing and all that, they're nothing but propaganda mills.
Do you really think
I didn't know so.
Are they all conning us, lying us?
Yeah,
Amnesty International?
Amnesty International's right in the middle of it.
What right have you...
Listen!
You, when I mean you, the CIA, the United States government, or any foreign power, what right...
Literally, just listen, just lying. Like, just lying. They're just lying. He's upset about the Truth Commission. The truth thing, yeah.
do you have to do what you do in other countries? What
National
right?
security interests.
Literally, security. And by the way, this is the shit that Ethan Klein says about Israel. He's like, Israel needs security. This is what security is for these people. Doing whatever you want in anyone's country to set up a world that you like. Like a world that doesn't challenge you.
But that's a divine right, isn't it? Because the people that you do it to have no say in it.
Yeah, well, that's just tough. We are going to protect ourselves, and we're going to go on protecting ourselves because we end up protecting all of you. And let's not forget that.
Right. No, I won't.
I love that clip. I love that fucking clip. He died 2023. That is sad. This was a great documentary. It was good. He made one called Palestine is Still the Issue.
Whenever we decide it's in our national security interest to intervene. And if you don't like it, lump it.
This is literally how, like, the effective methods of propaganda never age. Yeah, 100%.
Get used to it.
Literally, it's the same shit. Oh, you're protecting us from Iran. Human Rights Watch, Amnesty, they're all bullshit. Tell me the victims' names. Same shit, different horse? Is that what I'm saying?
World, we're not going to put up with nonsense. And if our interests are threatened, we're going to do it.
If our interests are threatened, then we're going to do it.
And
no, John Pilger died. Not rest in piss to John Pilger. I don't know what happened to Dwayne Claridge. Dwayne Claridge is probably... no, he died in Leesburg, Virginia in 2016. He never got to see Trump elected. I bet that was a bit sad for him.
Hamas embeds itself in the civilian population of Gaza, the Palestinians, okay? We tell the Palestinians, hey, leave. Because after they butchered us and raped our women and beheaded our men.
Still no major proof of these things. There's like a one video of someone being beheaded, like awful, but like Israel has beheaded an infinite amount more people. This is just trying to influence you with the stereotype that Arabs and Middle Easterners and Palestinians are barbarous.
And burned our babies. You know, we have to remove this threat. So we come in to take care of the Hamas terrorists. But the Hamas terrorists don't leave the civilian neighborhoods. And we say to the civilians, we call them up because we have their telephone numbers. We say, leave, please leave. We send them leaflets, millions of leaflets, please leave.
Great, thank you, Nelk boys, for offering a propaganda platform to Adolf Hitler.
We do everything that is possible that no army has done. They want to leave. You know what Hamas does? They shoot them. You say, we want you to stay because we want...
Why do they have no proof of this? Why is there just no proof of this? I wonder.
...to have civilian casualties because then they can show it on CNN.
You have all of their phone numbers, yet you don't know how many militants you've killed? You don't know how many... You've never been able to prove that?
Or all these other networks and so on and claim that Israel is deliberately doing this. We're not deliberately doing anything. We'd like them to leave. And in fact...
I love how they're just letting him say, like, we'd like them to leave. I'm sure the Nazis would have said we'd like the Jews all to leave, but unfortunately they didn't, so we've got to genocide them. Sorry, I can't actually see who just donated. Thank you. Yo, for real. Is that Netanyahu? No cap? Oh, God. El Riz. Yeah, I have to give Netanyahu an L for his Riz. Sorry, I'm going to change the title to Nelk Netanyahu Podcast. I'll take out the clever pun. Sorry. It's too clever. Is that...
successively during the war, it's been now a year and a half, they finally do leave, most of them. So we've minimized those casualties, but it's not because we seek to have civilian casualties, it's because Hamas wants them.
And literally, Ethan Klein has said this. You could have just interviewed Ethan Klein and you probably would have reached a similar conclusion. Like, I know Ethan would be incensed by hearing that, but listen to the words this man says. They're the same shit.
They're willing to sacrifice their own children, their own families, both because they don't really care for human life, but also because they think it's very good propaganda against us. And if they just let them leave the war zone, get to the safe parts, safe havens that we've created in Gaza, no one would be hurt. And the minute Hamas lays down its arms, surrenders, maybe we let them leave Gaza, that's the end of the war. No one gets hurt.
What would your message?
It's insane. Let them leave Gaza after you've destroyed it, after you've mass murdered them, after you've starved them. Or this is insane. Like listening to this freak. Like listening to this freak and him just being allowed to talk like this.
Message be to Palestinians that just want to have like a peaceful life.
Get rid of Hamas. Help us get rid of Hamas. They torment you. They oppress you. They shoot you in the back of the head.
Do any of you remember those fake fucking anti-Hamas protests now? Where have those all gone? That was definitely like I don't doubt that there's anti-Hamas sentiment. I don't think every Palestinian loves Hamas. That's a farcical thing to say. But like I think that the thing to me is that those protests were astroturfed.
If you want to leave the war zone, they kill you. And if you say a word in protest, they'll kill you. If you're gay, you're in bad shape. Really bad.
Israel has killed thousands upon thousands of innocent Palestinians protesting. The Great March of the Return is the best example.
Bad shape. And if you are a woman, you're chattel, you're nothing. You're property. That's the opposite of everything we believe in. I say, it's not only Israel, it's you. Mm-hmm. So we're the same.
How do you respond to, like, I'd say there's a lot of American support from the females, from the gays towards Palestine. So how does that make any sense?
That's, gays.
I bet you he says chickens for KFC. I've not seen this, but I bet you anything he says chickens for KFC.
For Gaza is like chickens for KFC. Yeah.
I knew it! I fucking knew it! I told you he was going to say that. I told you. I swear I have not seen it.
No, I mean, that's insane. The whole thing is absurd. Chickens for KFC, right? Gays for Gaza. Or, women for the women of Gaza. What are you talking about?
Jesus Christ. Like, women don't even have, women don't even have, like, a reproductive, sanitary supplies that you need. Like, Israel destroyed that. And there's this brilliant report by the OCHR. More than a human can bear. Israel's systematic use of sexual, reproductive, and other forms of gender-based violence since October 2023. You think anyone would... This is just pathetic. Like, genuinely, this is pathetic. Yeah. I did not pre-watch it, but I've seen Netanyahu say that before, so I knew he was going to say it.
No, they're completely subjugated. They've got this death cult that is contaminated. So you can push this stuff on TikTok or whatever on this stuff, but you can't build peace or security on the rocks. They'll crash. I mean, these things will crash on the rocks of Middle Eastern realities. You can only build peace on truth and reality, not on deliberate, falsified fantasy.
I've heard that all of the females are supporting Gaza. Why are the females and people who generally have like a marginalized or a worse experience in Western society, why do they find commonality with oppressed people? That's so weird. Who would have ever thought that? Wow. The Nelk podcast be shotgunning beers. The females.
Why do they say Israel's like starving the people of Gaza?
Well, because we're trying to get the food in.
This aid scheme was literally cooked up by people who want to expel Palestinians. You have massacred 800 people at these aid sites. Surely they could have just done a base level of research.
And we let food trucks in, and guess what happens when we let them in? Hamas steals the food.
I remember that this... United Nations. There is no evidence Hamas is stealing aid. There's also another video of this on Twitter. I'll see if I can find it. I think I need a third monitor. Chickens for KFC. If they asked you for a counter podcast episode, would you? I don't think they're going to ask me for a counter podcast episode. Cindy McCain, who is the director of the World Food Programme, widow
en route to bakeries. Israel has consistently said that the looting is being carried out by Hamas.
Also, thank you so much for the donations, by the way.
Have you seen evidence that it is Hamas stealing the food?
No, not at all. Not.
I think if I had an opportunity, I would just ask them over and over again, why the fuck did you do that interview with Netanyahu without bothering to do a base level of research? You guys literally just do whatever.
In this round, listen.
You guys literally just do fucking nothing all day.
These people are desperate, and they see a World Food Program truck coming in, and they run for it. This doesn't have anything to do with Hamas or any kind of organized crime or anything. It has simply to do with the fact these people are starving to death. And so we will continue to go in. We will continue to go in with food and the kinds of supplies we need to help the bakeries operate and make sure that we can continue to do that and hopefully be able to do more of it. But again, we can't do this unless the world community puts pressure on this. We can't be allowed to sit back and watch these people starve to death with no outside diplomatic influence to help us. These poor souls are really, really, really desperate. And, having been in a food riot myself some years ago, I understand the desperation very well.
I don't think it's bin day here. No, I think that it's bin day must be something involving you. I'll get 10 monitors.
A good chunk for itself, then sells at inflated prices.
By the way, the people doing this are literally gangs, ISIS-backed gangs that these people, that this guy is sponsoring.
They jack up the prices and then they sell the food to its population, to its hungry population, if they give them at all, and then use the money that they take from their own people to recruit more killers into their terror machine.
Killers. They're literally killing the soldiers that you send in to ethnically cleanse them. That you are the killer.
That's what happens.
Why are more Palestinians not siding with Israel against Hamas then?
Well, up to now they've been terrorized, but guess what's happened? Since we're beating Hamas, all of a sudden we see Palestinians rising. You have to see this to believe this, okay? And they say...
Yeah, you have to see it because it's not happening, because they all know what you're like. They all know what you're like. You are a monster. Like, you are the head of a genocidal ideology which is premised on expelling the Palestinian people.
Say to Hamas, hey, you're not coming into my building. You can't use my school or this hospital as...
There are no schools and hospitals which weren't being used for that anyway.
Your command posts. We're not letting it. And they start fighting them. Now we have actually armed conflict between Palestinians and terrorists. It was unimaginable a year and a half ago.
Literally ISIS-backed gangs that you are sponsoring. Jesus Christ, why could these two morons not have done a base level of research? I get it, they like hitting bongs and drinking beers. But we can drink a lot. I like a few beers, I like one too many beers. But I'm not fucking so stupid that I'd sit there across from the modern day Hitler and be like, oh, I couldn't pass up on this opportunity. And not think, hey, maybe I should do like a little bit of research about what this guy might say. They could have watched an Ethan Klein video.
But now there are Palestinians who rise up. And, the more the better. Because we can create a different future for Gaza. And we should also do something very simple that President Trump said, and it was brilliant. So that's my idea.
A 4-year-old girl died of starvation. 15 people died of starvation today. Like, this is sick. They are literally having a man who is the head of that system. Like, the entire society which justifies it is despicable. Anyone who justifies it is despicable. But having this guy on is insane.
How he cuts to the chase. He says,
Why are you bullying the mentally challenged?
At the end of this war, the people of Gaza should have the choice. If they want to leave for other countries, they want a freedom of choice. Why are they locked in? Hell.
I will shill this film again. You should watch the film Conspiracy. It's a 2001 film. And throughout it, it's like they play all the Nazis. And what they do throughout it is... here you go. It's quite a good film. What they do throughout it is they basically just use euphemisms for, like, explanations of the extermination of the Jewish people. This is a euphemism. You have destroyed everything in Gaza. This is not people choosing to leave. You are expelling them.
We're not locking them in. Anybody could leave. But Hamas is...
Why are you all saying bye? What's happening? I got to go to bed. Goodbye, Ben Affleck. I feel like at this point, if you don't know anything, it's willful ignorance. Would you agree? Yes.
Is locking them in. Suppose they want to leave. They want to go to...
Yeah, Israeli settlers with foreign passports should go. If they have problems with the entire Middle East, they should go, you know. If they feel the need to blow people up constantly, they should go, you know. They love terrorism, they need to go.
To another country, okay? Why shouldn't they have the freedom of choice to do that? Because this is all upside down, you know. The victim of this horrible terrorism is called the aggressor. The people who are...
Yeah, in your perverse, weird world.
Oppressed by Hamas...
Why don't more people make fun of Netanyahu's comb over? Oh yeah, everyone is too busy pointing out... It is a shitty comb over. Very strange guy. He comes across very weirdly. This interview ends with the Nelk boy, strong boy, Bradley Martin, wrestling Netanyahu to the ground. I mean, they missed the opportunity to do the funniest thing. That's all I'm saying. They should have done that. But thank you very much, Con. I'm happy you're addressing this, Chris. It is an interesting thing to address and see what they actually said, because otherwise I'm not watching this. But thank you again for all of the support and donations. I'm happy you're addressing this. Yeah, I am. Thank you as well, I was about to say financial backer, because Sunblood Dragon, you're always donating. You're my benefactor. Thank you.
Are seen as supporting Hamas. Give them a choice. Give them freedom. Give them a life and give them a future. They can't have that with these... Hamas stormtroopers. But the amazing thing is, you know, I come here and I...
Did he just say Hamas stormtroopers?
Stormtroopers. But
Jesus Christ.
The amazing thing is, you know, I come here and I see these protests. The people who are protesting for Hamas and against Israel, they burn American flags. They not only burn the flag of Israel, they burn American flags. They're anti-American.
Yeah, because Israel is another example of brutal, insane American foreign policy that basically denigrates certain human beings as worthy of death and making Western nations unequivocally support mass murdering pieces of shit like you, Netanyahu.
They're not MAGA. They're not supporters. You know, who do they support? You know who they support? They support Iran and its proxy, Hamas or Hezbollah. What does Iran do? Just understand, people who support Iran or speak on its behalf. Iran tried to assassinate President Trump, not once but twice.
Also, by the way, these assassinations are very weird. Like, they're very strange. Like, there's not much credible evidence to it. Very odd stuff.
They were behind those assassination attempts?
They openly admit. By the way, they put out a price on his head. On mine, too, by the way. Smaller price. I'm not offended.
They actually put a price on your head?
Yeah, 2 days.
They actually put a price on your head? Bro, that's crazy. Bro, they got a price on my head for chugging beers.
Days ago.
Do you know what it is?
You know?
Yeah, the way he looks at the camera is fucking horrifying. I would bet they were told to act dumb and ignorant so they could just ask pro-pal talking points and let him do his propaganda. Yeah, I mean, but it's also so funny about like how many people, as I say, I cannot reiterate this enough, how many people who say this is the point I always make, how many people tell you they oppose Netanyahu, but literally just say the same things that he says when he gets the chance?
Smaller than his, naturally. He's the president of the United States, for God's sake, okay? So they put out a fatwa 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, by the official cleric of the Iranian regime that President Trump has to be assassinated.
Did someone just donate? Why didn't I hear that? Do not worry, super chatted $5. He's using his sexy voice. I think my chat's got a bit behind for some reason. Thank you very much, Do Not Worry. A shout out, Do Not Worry. A big shout out to Do Not Worry. Big love. But yeah, I mean, this guy's a fucking freak. I just don't understand why they're all fucking just allowing the... Describing constitutionally protected speech, bum. Wait, what?
And and that I have to be assassinated. And by the way, they targeted.
Sorry, something's going on. Is the stream chat frozen? Yeah, there's some funny thing going on with the stream chat currently. I don't know what's going on. I just lost loads of viewers, and did my stream just freeze or something?
Sarah, my wife, was here, and they targeted our bedroom window. Yeah, we were supposed to be there. They hit through their property.
Who fucking cares? You kill people all the time. You kill anyone and everyone. You kill anyone and everyone that you get your chance to. Any political leader. Why am I meant to feel sorry for this fucking guy?
Hezbollah. They fired a drone right into our bedroom window. So,
Oh no, they blew Hitler's trousers off. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sad.
Recently?
Oh, yeah. No, it was a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Hold on, let me check something. I just need to hide this. Should all be okay. Hold on. I'll come back. We'll come back. I think it was just a YouTube side issue.
It was a year ago, actually. Yeah, a year ago. Okay.
I hate that these morons platformed him. Enraging. He was told they're morons. And yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I wonder if they got a bag for this, or they just knew that they would get a bag for this because, like, the amount of views it would generate and stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So how many months? 7 months. 7 months ago. She counts, you know. Yeah, so they tried to assassinate President Trump twice. They've killed and injured thousands of Americans in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Oh no, they injured soldiers who invaded their land. Their land. Soldiers on other people's land who invaded their land.
They bombed American embassies. They murdered 241 Marines in Beirut. They chant death to America, death to Israel.
I think the chat is freaking out, and I don't know why. I think it keeps freezing.
They're out to get America. They were building atomic bombs and intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's their plan to reach America. So do you want...
That is not their plan to reach America. Their plan is to strike Israel. Like, to just be able to strike Israel. I feel like I should just say... I would prefer people didn't use the term Zog, because I feel like people say that it's anti-Semitic, and I feel like it has anti-Semitic connotations, so I'll use timeouts for people typing Zog. I just want to say, and also I think it's silly because the American government do this not because they're told to by Zionists, but because it fits their foreign policy interests. America will do anything that fits its foreign policy interests. We literally just watched a video of the former CIA chief saying that, saying those exact words.
These mad ayatollahs to have that power? Of course not.
What? Also, America said that they would... also, when they say about this Beirut barracks bombing, America's crime against Palestinians and civilians in Beirut is way, 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 way bigger than that barracks bombing. They said to the PLO, if you leave and lay down your weapons, we will protect Palestinian civilians. They allowed Israel and the Phalangists to go in and kill and mass rape Palestinians.
They're anti-American, they're anti-Israel. And the guys who protest, and many of them are paid and organized by foreign NGOs, bad people. They're out against America. They hate Israel because they see Israel as part of America. And in many...
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know much about the Zionist-occupied government, but I would also say that it just doesn't fit with what is actually the reality.
Ways, they're right.
I'm just trying to figure it out, too, because even in New York City, right?
God, I am sorry, he looks so strange.
What's Zoran?
Yeah.
He's an anti-Semitic guy. Yeah. The highest...
Jesus Christ, these people are idiots. These people are idiots. Zoran Mamdani's anti-Semitic. Bro was condemning Intifada a few days ago.
I think the highest population of Jews in New York City. How's that even possible?
Well, it's possible because a lot of people have been taken in by this nonsense. I mean, what? You want to defund the police? You want to have people go into stores and, rob them and be free? You think that really creates a good society? You want to crush all enterprise? You want to tax people to death? I mean...
How many homeless people are there in New York? 132,000 people are homeless. Slept in New York City homeless shelters as of July 2024. Over 200,000 members of the population were estimated to be temporarily doubled up in the homes of others. So the total estimates could reaches nearly 350,000, according to the Coalition for the Homelessness. Coalition for the Homeless. Like, why are you sitting there and just allowing him to say that?
You know, that's a one-term effort, but, you know, sometimes you have to get mugged by reality to understand how stupid that is. So that's silly, but, you know, sometimes folly.
I feel like having that many people just being homeless, so many people being destitute and unable to exist within, like, one of America's biggest city is a far bigger problem. And why do I need to hear this fucking idiot's opinion about that?
Overtakes human affairs for a while, but not for long, because reality steps in. So I'm obviously not happy with it, but I'm less concerned with it, because I think if we can speak the truth to the young people of America, you know, they're wise.
I don't know if he genuinely believes this, because he knows that this is over. He should know that this is clearly over. That they are not speaking any truth. And I said this in my ContraPoints video, and one of the reasons I fucking hate these people who try and undo it, one of the best things since October the 7th is you don't just have wishy-washy, I want peace in Palestine. You have a huge amount of people now who are educated and say, hey, I don't like Israel before this, I don't like Zionism.
Up pretty quickly.
Is the war with Iran, is it over now? After President Trump did authorize the strike and they destroyed the nuclear program? Well,
it certainly helped. It did, but I'll tell you what happened. You know, we were like a person with 2 lumps of cancer, okay, that threatened our life. The first one's the nuclear cancer. Would have taken them within a year, they would have had atomic bombs, which they openly declared in the tyrants of Tehran. They said, we're going to destroy Israel, the Jewish state. The other threat that we had, another lump of cancer, was these ballistic missiles. Now, you got to understand, this is like a bus. So with a ton of TNT, okay, explosives.
I also love how he's just like talking, and the guy was talking about it earlier. He's just like, oh, Hamas has ballistic missiles. Bro, you guys are literally cooking up the most horrifying weapons imaginable to just tear Palestinian bodies to pieces, to behead them, and to just rip them to shreds. And you just sit here and say this kind of stuff.
Comes down at Mach 8 and boom, just destroys everything in sight. Israel is the size of New Jersey, okay?
Did he accidentally just say Jew Jersey?
Bus. So with a ton of TNT, okay, explosives, comes down at Mach 8 and boom, just destroys everything in sight. Israel is the size of New Jersey.
He fucking did! He fucking did! He did say it! Do you think that's a little Freudian slip by him, that he regularly is saying that? The irony of the cancer analogy.
Okay. So it's bigger than Rhode Island, but that...
Tony Soprano, big fan of Israel.
That's about it, you know? It's the size of New Jersey. Now, you imagine that you would have 20,000 of these ballistic missiles, these one-ton bombs, on New Jersey.
These two are just sat there like, wow, 20,000? That's more than 10,000.
So you either get destroyed by atomic bombs or by thousands and thousands of these deadly ballistic missiles.
So you think there's still a threat and they want to...
Well, we had to act.
Yeah.
Why did we have to act? Because if you don't remove the cancer, you're going to be dead. Now, if you remove it, as we did, it might come back. That happens in cancer, too.
I feel like if you were referring to Israel as a cancer in the Middle East, you would be called anti-Semitic. But, you know, he's just calling, like, Iran a cancer and all of these things. That's just okay.
But if you don't remove it, you're not going to be there. So we had to act. We did act. And, just with incredibly brave soldiers.
But is there a chance of peace with this current regime?
Not with the regime, but with the Iranian people. And I think they've had enough. 80% of them want to throw these theological thugs out. They're just, intimidated by secret police that has,
Bro, Literally all Palestinians, the indigenous inhabitants of historic Palestine, and probably about 95, if not higher percent, want to throw out the tyrannical Zionist regime that has denied them a state, that marginalizes them, forces them under an apartheid regime, denies them basic human rights. This is insane to hear.
That just shoots them. But I think that there's a chance that the Iranian people will actually rise up. Because, everybody talks about regime change and they envision, the American army and the Israeli, the IDF forces invading Iran, boots on the ground and all that other nonsense that people spewed forth. No, we took action to remove those two life-threatening threats, the nuclear threat and the ballistic missile threat. And we
is an angel and literally everyone else is just evil. Yeah, I mean, well, this is the logic of Zionism, that everyone else in the Middle East are just awesome. It's weird Netanyahu went for Burger King instead of McDonald's, as I don't think Burger King is on BDS.
Moved it. We pushed it away for many years. But ultimately, it's up to the people of Iran to rise up against their tormentors. And I think there's a possibility it will happen.
That's what you wanted to happen, and it fucking failed. This guy was like, oh, they're going to rise up. But the thing is there are a lot of Iranians, especially in the diaspora, who are like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. There are people who are in Iran who feel this way, a considerable number. But the other thing is there are also a lot of Iranians who are like, hey, we know that what these people are like. Like, Israel has no positive interest for us.
And then we could have peace. We had peace with Iran before that. Before the...
when Iran was ruled by a dictator who was part of the... By the way, here's something for you. The Safari Club was a covert alliance of intelligence agencies that ran clandestine operations around Africa at a time when US Congress had limited powers of the CIA after years of abuses, and when Portugal was dismantling its colonial empire in Africa. One of the members was the Shah of Iran. These people, they had secret police who were involved in just despicable things.
Yeah, Ayatollahs took over, In 1979, we had direct flights between Tel Aviv and Iran.
Palestinians aren't even allowed to rise up against their tormentors. When they do, they're just huge. They are just massacred. Yeah, Mohammed Reza Pahlavi.
We're two ancient peoples. We had a great partnership.
I standing with great people of Persia.
Over many years.
And also, once again, Ethan Klein talking point loading here. Ethan Klein said Iran is the big evil, that if, Iran is responsible for everything. Same as Netanyahu.
We have a common history together. And it sort of interrupted.
Guys, like the MF stream. I need to see some likes.
By this thuggery. But when this regime goes down, you're going to see peace between us like you never believed it.
That'd be nice, because I think one thing Americans don't want to see is everyone has post-traumatic stress from, trying to do regime change in Iraq and the past Middle Eastern wars.
Why do it? That doesn't work, It just doesn't work. It has to come from within.
You fucking did that! You were so involved in that. It doesn't work. You were so involved in that. You're doing that in Gaza right now. You're ethnically cleansing and mass murdering people. It has to come from the people. What?
Within the people. And the people are, they're great people. The Iranian people are great people. I sometimes do these podcasts to them. It's not a podcast. I mean, I do I do a video, okay? So 3-4 minutes, I tell them that we would happily cooperate with them, solve their water crisis. Israel has the best water management in the world. We could give it. They don't have water in Iran, even though they have. They don't.
You know what's fucking insane? Israel literally denies Palestinians water in the West Bank. Jewish settlers who live in the West Bank have unlimited access to water. Israel sold the West Bank's water in 1985 for 1 shekel to the Israeli company. Is it called Mekarot? Is that what it's called?
They have electricity, even though they swim in oil, because it's so corrupt and so badly managed.
Mekarot. Yeah, Mekarot.
So I give these podcasts. You know what I see? Millions and millions and millions of views. The first time they showed me this, I said, no, it can't be. I said, no, Prime Minister, look. I mean, you got, I don't know, 15 million views. I mean, the whole population of Iran is
They're
about
watching, right?
90 million. So I said, oh, wow, that's amazing. You know what the amazing thing is? They have names. The people identify themselves. So you understand, in a tyranny like this, if people speak out, they really want, you know what they want? Freedom. They want their freedom.
What the, like, listening to this guy, what do Palestinians want? Why would you, I mean, they must have been told not to say anything, or they are just genuinely that stupid. Like, why would you not say, hey, but what about the Palestinians? Like, you know, you're saying these kind of stuff, like, you're saying, like, hey, Iran needs freedom, but, like, what about Palestinians?
They have, you know, they have this slogan. Well, it's women, freedom, you know. The women want...
It's also women, life, freedom. This guy is such an idiot that he can't also, that he can't even work that out.
...to be free. The men want to be free.
He is sucking himself off. The people will be run are so brave for liking me. I don't quite know what you mean, but I think Steiny's been sucking himself off, hence why his neck's over here.
And Israel wants them to be free, and I think America wants them to be free, but it's up to them. Ultimately, it's up to them, and I think they're getting closer and closer to the day when this horrific regime disappears. That'll be good for America. So it's not conquest. It's not American boots on the ground. For God's sake, everybody said World War III, remember? If the president enters, you got these experts, paid experts, silly experts. America, that's World War III. It's war between China and America, and you have to invade Iran and all that nonsense.
Well, you wanted regime change, and you've not got that. Iran clearly had the ability to still hit Israel very fucking hard.
Hell no. I mean, very brave and persistent pilots. They go in, drop this thing in the bunker, come back. Not a single American casualty. And by the way, not a single Israeli casualty. Our brave pilots flying over the skies.
They're that stupid. Do you think it'd remember what to say or not? Yeah, true. I think they were told to introduce it by saying they don't know anything and then keep their mouths shut. Yeah, probably. I feel like that's more likely. Saying like, oh, let him talk, you know?
Nothing.
How did President Trump let you know about that mission?
You ever hear of phone calls?
So what, but he just called you up and said, Prime Minister,
I don't think
we're bringing in the B-2s?
I don't think it was an open line, But, we have these great conversations. We're very open with each other. And he said it's like a team that has never happened before. And I can categorically vouch that having worked with successive American presidents, I've never seen anything like it. And it's trust.
This is also so funny. Like, as I said, this was literally practiced with the Biden regime.
It's affinity. It's understanding that, we're fighting for...
Oh no, we haven't got to the burgers!
Greater purpose.
And yeah, you're right, stop fucking coddling them. These guys are fucking 30 years old.
And that we can do so very intelligently and very differently from the way that is being portrayed in the media. And we just had proof. All these guys, they're sitting there. Yeah, if President Trump is foolish enough to do this, it's going to start World War III. It's going to embroil America in another Vietnam. You heard this stuff? You remember this? Mm-hmm. This is yesterday they talked about it with such authority.
Well, they kind of both just were offered an off-ramp, and it doesn't even seem like this is openly admitted that they did not destroy everything, that they did not destroy all of the enriched uranium. So, if America had wanted to fulfill Israel's perverse goals, they didn't do it. And in order to do it, they would have had to have put boots on the ground because they didn't get the regime change. It didn't even come close. Israel called up members of the Iranian military, said, hi, we're going to murder you and your family unless you defect and say we hate the regime. None of them did it.
And seeming expertise, that's all nonsense. It just turns out to be nonsense. Pure, utter nonsense. And the president had the temerity and the leadership
Welcome, River One. Thanks for becoming a member. Shout out, my guy.
To disavow these so-called experts and do the right thing and to do it.
Yeah, these are true, brave American heroes. Nelk has been aligning themselves with the far-right American personalities for so long. This is obviously a new level of crazy, but I don't know how anyone could be completely... Oh, yeah, of course, I'm not surprised by this. I mean, Trump in of himself is just as bad. Like, I mean, interviewing fucking David Lammy, any of these people who just support it...
With great resolution, great clarity, and with great transparency between us. You don't have to tell the Iranians, but we tell each other.
All right, guys, we're going to interrupt really quick. I want to let you guys know about MoonPay because whenever I need to do anything crypto related, MoonPay is the first app.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If you're new to it or you know a friend that's new to it, tell them to download the...
Why? How? These people are making like millions of dollars. Why are they doing such a shitty ad read?
MoonPay app because, guys, it's just the easiest, most secure way. It's just the best crypto app in the game. Shout out to MoonPay. Let's get back into this podcast and potentially get canceled.
Do you have any type of relationship with Kim Jong-un?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Just interesting.
No, the answer is no.
I think you definitely have a tough job, but why do you think you're...
I guess, yeah, you know what? Killing Palestinians is a pretty tough job. Just massacring huge amounts of Palestinians. Yeah, that's a tough job, bro. Tough job.
like so hated worldwide?
Well, a lot of propaganda. First of all, I'm not hated worldwide. I just received this. I just talked to someone, a rabbi, and he says he just heard from his brother, who was in Europe, okay, and one of the countries of Europe, and he says that he's being flooded. You know, they know he's from Israel. All the people are coming and they say, "You did this amazing thing for all of us," okay. The Chancellor of Germany said Israel did the work for all of us.
And there you go. There you have it. This is what Israel is. It's not controlling America and these European nations. America and these European nations like Israel and what it does.
The Chancellor of Germany, okay? I hear, you know, they had the G7. The president told me they were all going crazy. I mean, you know, in a positive way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Netanyahu is a very hated man. This interview with Goebbels is brought to you by HelloFresh. The crypto, we got crypto, guys. Guys, you gotta check out the Netanyahu massacred 100,000 Palestinians. This is a celebration of Netanyahu. This new collection celebrates Netanyahu's 100,000th Palestinian murdered. And the new, wait for the next range of, we expelled everyone from Gaza. We did ethnic cleansing. It's a celebration of crimes against humanity.
Because we liberated them. Because those Iranian missiles were geared at Europe too, and ultimately at
geared at Europe. Jesus Christ!
America, with nuclear warheads. So we had the guts to do this, and you know, the propaganda is there. I don't deny it, but people also have, you know, sometimes the truth beckons. And what Israel did with President Trump is safeguard free societies from a menace. I mean, this Iranian regime hangs gays from cranes, shoots women.
Literally just the same thing. Like, same thing. This is just the same shit.
Men on the sidewalk for nothing.
Chris, have you seen the interview between them and Hassan, or will you watch it after? Depends what time I finish. Maybe. I'm quite tired, but we'll see.
Covering their hair, you know, oppresses their people, spreads terrorism worldwide, kills Americans wholesale, tries to murder the American president, the former Secretary of State, the former National Security Advisor. You know, so people's heads, you know, if people are turned that way, the question you have to ask...
You literally do all of these things, and it is literally just because you spread this kind of propaganda and because idiotic Westerners buy into it that they think it is acceptable. You are huge mass murderers.
Is not why do they hate me or President Trump?
Why do they hate me? Whether they hate me? Bro's voice is breaking because he's upset knowing that people just despise him. It's weird seeing him interviewed because, like... It's weird seeing him interviewed because obviously he is very evil, but the entire system of Zionism is so fucking evil and horrifying that it's like, ugh. That it's just a political ideology that should have been done away with years ago. Colonialism is unjustified, immoral, and unacceptable. Yeah, I mean, I can turn it down, but it's not going to fix it. Like, if I turn it down, my voice is just insanely loud.
Trump is why don't they see reality? Why don't they see what's good for them? And the answer is most of them do if you tell them the facts. But how do you tell them the facts over TikTok? You guys are there. You tell me, what's the suggestion? You got any ideas for me?
Because no one, literally no one is willing to buy this shit. Right, I'll try and fiddle with my sound. Hold on, because there's enough of you saying it. Right, there you go. Is that better? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think it's the Iran thing. The main thing I just see is if I don't think people like if civilians are getting injured or killed.
We don't want it either.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other.
Your soldiers literally turned it into a game during the Great March of Return. They literally, they literally did it. They literally did this.
The issue too is you see there's a lot more
They literally just shot innocent people for the hell of it.
Palestinian protests. You don't see very many Israeli protests, so you're going to see that on TikTok.
You know, it's organized, it's systemic, but it doesn't.
It's so funny. Literally, Israel protests are paid up. They are literally paid up. Who is paying for them to have huge speakers in London? It's pro-Israel organizations that work with the Israeli government. Like, genuinely, this is the case. The protests that are pro-Palestine are just not... they are not like this.
Make it true. I mean, so what? Yeah, you have it. But what are they protesting for? I mean, look...
Israel to stop doing genocide?
Most of the Arab world has made peace with Israel. We've had...
Most of the Arab world. By the way, this is also really stupid because it is dictatorships who've made peace with Israel. Brutal, bloody dictatorships. They tell you that Israel should be allowed to kill like Iranian leaders because they're brutal dictators, yet their only friends in the Middle East are just dictators.
For historic peace of...
And you're still loud as a motorbike. Yeah, it's this problem. Like, my mic is on minimum volume. Like, okay, I'll turn it down even more. What, am I too quiet now?
Accords. You know, people said you can never have peace because the Palestinians, you first have to solve the Palestinian issue. Well, the Palestinians have been fighting us for 100 years before there was even a state of Israel.
Why have they been fighting you? Because you're foreign settlers who showed up in their land. The most moral country in the Middle East. Exactly.
And they're not fighting for a state.
Oh, we're best friends with the people who murdered journalists, Saudi Arabia, and fucking the United Arab Emirates, people who sponsor genocide. The Saudi Arabia who have spread Salafi brutal Islam, like Salafist extremism throughout the Middle East.
They don't want a state next to Israel. They want a state instead of Israel. And they teach their children that the greatest duty is to murder as many Jews as they want. The so-called moderates.
You literally have a society that is premised around serving in the military and how good you were at murdering Palestinians or being complicit in a system that murdered Palestinians.
The other branch, not Hamas, the moderates that are described as such, they pay for slay. The more Jews you kill, the more they pay the murderers. I mean...
It's just also, this is just untrue. These are literally dogs, like I have made a video about this. The Palestinian Authority are dogs who work for the state of Israel. They do exactly what Israel tells them, and still, that's not good enough for Israel and its fucking leaders like Netanyahu. They want an even more pathetic Palestinian Authority who do nothing but just back up the state of, who do nothing but just do Israel's dirty work.
That's a death cult.
Which is crazy, yeah. Some of the anti-Semitism I see is pretty...
It's crazy. Some of the anti-Semitism I say, bro, you are friends with Donald Trump. You are friends with Donald Trump. You used the term Shylock recently. You are like glazing Donald Trump. He used the term Shylock recently. That is crazy anti-Semitism from the President of America, and you do not care because the anti-Semitism you are talking about is people opposing Israel.
Nuts.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm an American Jew, and it's hard to identify as that.
Bro, come on. Like, I'm sure that there are people saying anti-Semitic shit to you, but you do not care. You are friends with Donald Trump. There is no bigger lie than saying you are concerned with anti-Semitism. The government literally protects you from people criticizing a foreign government in your name of anti-Semitism. It is a joke.
I understand.
You almost don't even want to own it.
But I think we just changed history. I see American Jews
The anti-Semitism he sees from all his friends.
are very proud now. Jews around the world are very proud because we, these guys were out to murder us.
The US literally paid gangs for Native and Mexican scalps. What BB is citing is literally... exactly. And Israel, if you're the best murderer, the most brutal person, you get to be part of the Israeli government. Maybe you even get to be the Prime Minister of Israel if you're Ariel Sharon and you enable the mass rape and slaughter of enough Palestinians. You asked, what does it mean? Shylock is a term from Shakespeare. It's a Shakespearean merchant of Venice, that's what it is, who demands a pound of flesh for a loan. Thank you, Exit 101.
Do another Holocaust. The Holocaust, the Nazis murdered 6 million Jews. There are now 7 million Jews, close to 8 million Jews in Israel. They want to murder all of us, and they say so.
They do not say this. This is disgusting and despicable rhetoric. I've spoken about this before. Netanyahu just plays with the Holocaust freely and as he wants. Like, the Holocaust and its history don't matter to this guy. It's just something that you pervert when you want. Because this guy, as I said, literally engaged in Holocaust revisionism to demonize the Palestinians, to claim that the Mufti gave Hitler the idea. It's Holocaust inversion. It is literally rehabilitating Adolf Hitler. And this guy, the Prime Minister, not the President, the Prime Minister of Israel did that.
And all of a sudden...
They talked to Sneeko, Nick Fuentes, and Andrew Tate. Yeah, I mean, that's so funny. Yeah, these are the people who will then go on to talk to Nick Fuentes. Like, what? Like, that's genuinely someone who's a fucking Nazi.
Unlike the Holocaust 80 years ago, we were completely defenseless, and they butchered us. Now we're not defenseless. But we are targeting them. And even though we have to fight the vilification that is happening in America too, ultimately, people join winners. That's what happens.
Oh, God, that look into the camera. People join winners. Fucking evil, man. In his defense, he said that back when everything was on his side and he could say literally anything. What do you mean? Which one? Gave Hitler the idea how many books years after he wrote his book? No, he meant the Grand Mufti. He said that the Grand Mufti gave Hitler the idea to exterminate Jews. He is insane. The rise in anti-Semitism is because you are equating being against genocide. Exactly. They do this in the UK too. They're like anti-Semitic incident. And the anti-Semitic incident is people protesting against the state of Israel. And then people who are incredibly pro-Israel in its genocide feeling offended that people spoke out against them.
Join winners. And we stand up strong and we're proud. And American Jews and the friends of Israel who are not Jews stand proud with us too. And I wouldn't be intimidated by these protesters. I think I don't think they know what they're talking about, they're just totally ignorant.
What would you say? You're the longest standing prime minister in Israel's history.
Yeah.
I don't think, is that true? So he was 1996 to 1999, 3 years, 2009 to 2021, 12 years, so 15, and then, so he's been in 18 years. David Ben-Gurion was the longest serving Prime Minister of Israel, I think. I don't know. Maybe it is actually, no, it is Netanyahu, wow. Netanyahu is the longest serving Prime Minister of Israel. Wow.
What would you say is your greatest accomplishment and your biggest regret?
My greatest accomplishment is what I set out to do.
My greatest accomplishment is killing huge amounts of Palestinians. That's genuinely what he's proud of.
40 years ago, right after the rise of the so-called Islamic Republic of Iran, I said this is the greatest danger facing Israel in the world because of this fanatic.
Because it doesn't let you do whatever you want. Like, shut up about fucking fanatics. You are best friends with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia doesn't even have democracy. Like, of any even nominal commitment. Iran at least has a nominal commitment to democracy. And there have been upsets in the Iranian elections. Like, I'm not saying, we should, hold up Iran as like a paragon, like a wonderful example of democracy. But like your best allies are like fucking Saudi Arabia and the UAE. The UAE is a brutal, genocidal dictatorship that crushes anyone who dares to protest, that regularly treats people horrendously.
Anti-American, anti-Israeli regime gets nuclear weapons, we will be in mortal danger. So I devoted decades of my life to try to...
He's literally making Israeli history, yet we are constantly being told this is fine and normal and just a continuation of war. I mean, hey Chris, could you either increase the volume or slightly increase yours slightly? He murmurs in a gravelly tone, also love everything. Okay, I'll increase it.
Prevent them from getting it. And I think one of the achievements that we have is we push back this great danger, again, with full partnership with President Trump and the United States of America. I'm very proud of that. And the other thing I did was I liberated the Israeli economy. It was a semi-socialist economy, of the kind that this candidate for New York, it's not a good idea, you know. Like we had a very low GDP per capita, and we weren't a first world nation.
All he's done is turned Israel into like a war economy. That's how Israel succeeds, by basically just doing innovation, AI, tech-related stuff, which are basically just systems to just do... basically just weaponry to do despicable things to Palestinians.
Okay. Everything was tied, you know. You had bureaucrats, controlling everything, depriving initiative, enterprise, and so on. And I, as prime minister and for some time as finance minister,
I liberated the Israeli economy by helping it to fund the death of Palestinians even better and stealing everything from the Palestinians.
Sure. I just liberated the economy. I just did all these reforms that allowed people to set up their own business. You have a business right now? Mm-hmm. Are you regulated?
Yes.
You are? Why are you regulated? You're regulated? By what? You should have...
Yeah, you're right. Every GCC country is. And by the way, their biggest allies, the UAE and Saudi Arabia, put boots on the ground to deny democracy in Bahrain.
The freedom to say whatever you want, to talk whatever you want. I didn't realize there's regulation on podcasts. Is that right?
Not anymore. Actually, since President Trump won, we've noticed all the social medias have been a lot more pro-free speech.
Yeah, all right.
Biggest load of bullshit in the world. Trying to use any social media when you're not pro-fucking Trump, pro-American imperialism, they fuck you as hard as they can.
I'm for free markets, you know.
And also, by the way, Israel has a military censor. Israel gets $3 billion from America every year. I once read this, that apparently Israel is the only country as well that just gets wired money just like straight to it as well. Like it doesn't just get it in aid, it's just getting money just given to it. Like it only exists the way it is because it's backed up by Western nations. Like that's the reason. It's not some like miracle story. And also, by the way, because it just steals from the Palestinians. It just steals them and uses them as like an expendable class of labor, or has done at points.
The marketplace of goods, services, ideas. You have to have the freedom to have your ideas. This is what we have in Israel. Boy, do we have it in abundance.
By the way, Israel has worse press freedom than Qatar, like genuinely. Israel is a country with declining press freedoms. Like, it literally has news channels that are basically benevolent to Netanyahu, that are controlled by billionaires close to Netanyahu. I live in Bahrain, and I've seen it from the day to day. The government denies any... Exactly. Their friends in the Middle East are just dictatorships. Like, they are just dictatorships. This is just... And they don't let Palestinians have any freedom of speech. Like, it's so ridiculous.
But that's fine. That's what I like. I like competition. I like initiative. I like freedom. I like freedom because I think...
Oh, freedom for Palestinians. They could have just asked anything about this.
Living without freedom is not worth it. And think of, young people are watching me now. Think that every move that you make, every decision you'd like to make is made by others. You remember? That's when you're little kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the nanny state. You have the nanny that tells you what you can do, what you can't do.
This is insane. The minute levels of techniques of control in Palestinians' lives are unbelievable. You have literally created an aid system to ethnically cleanse them. You literally have AI monitoring everything that they do. You have cameras everywhere. You don't let them walk on roads. This guy is a weirdo. I mean, hearing him speak, I've never listened to him actually speak for this long in one sustained period. My fucking God. The irony of listening to him fucking talk about this, insane.
Good idea, right? That's not the kind of life you want. That's not the kind of life we have in Israel. It's a robust, free, pluralistic society compared to the darkness of Iran, the darkness of Hamas, gays for Gaza, chickens for KFC.
He said it twice. He said it twice. He said it twice.
Women for the women of Gaza. God almighty. I mean, this
gays
is
for
ridiculous.
Gaza is crazy.
Gays for Gaza's crazy. Gays for Gaza, it's crazy. Gays for Gaza, it's crazy.
No, but women for Gaza is crazy too, because you know what the women...
Yeah, women for Gaza, that's crazy. It's crazy, man. Women should come to our frat where we date rape them. I'm not saying that the Nelk, this is a joke. This is a joke.
Gaza are their property. They're nothing.
It is a joke related to the prevalence of sexual violence that is carried out by frat bros.
They have no rights. They're completely subjugated.
Why do you just... There has not been one question where they go, oh, but like, what about your treatment of the Palestinians?
And God forbid if, they're executed any time they commit a so-called offense. I mean, it's absurd. So young people who say they're progressives, people who talk about liberty, and they join with these...
Are they actually homies with the Tates? Fucking hell.
Killers, and they buy these lies, and they say, good is bad and bad is good.
Jesus fucking Christ. Bad is good and good is bad. America is bad. America is objectively just bad and morally corrupt. Around the world, it has denied democracy to so many people.
You know what they say in the Bible? Have they no eyes to see? Have no ears to hear? Can they be that blind? And the answer, yeah, for a while. But
Nelk boys look like they smell of Rohypnol. This is a joke. This is somehow worse than I even thought. They basically let him just give a speech.
I guess I'll wise up.
The second part of that question, what would you say is your biggest regret?
Well, my biggest regret is that, that my wife and my two boys have to suffer the slings and arrows.
Your son lives in fucking Miami! And you were crying the other day going, my son couldn't get married. Like, what? Your children don't suffer. Your children get to benefit of apartheid, of you being the figurehead of the apartheid system. My God. My God.
Of public life. So I chose this life. I didn't know I'd get to be prime minister, but I chose public life. But when Sarah married me, she didn't choose this. She didn't know where it would end up. My boys were born into it, more or less, and they get a lot of flack, a lot of vilification.
Your son is literally a genocidal fucking freak. Yeah, Netanyahu. Like, oh no, your son's getting flack. Who fucking cares? Your son is like a genuinely a genocidal piece of shit.
A lot of character assassination. That is something I regret, but it's part of the...
What did he just say?
Part of the journey, and it's a very painful one. A lot of character assassination. That is something I regret, but it's part of the journey, and it's a very painful one, frankly. What I regret in terms of conduct? I became prime minister at a fairly young age, and then in Israel. I was 46. And, the first term, I was booted out after the first term. They put tons of money in there with the foreign NGOs.
Yeah.
I spent the first 3 years in which I was prime minister, basically totally on the job. And so did Sarah.
Oh, poor man. It must have been so hard spending so much time cooking up ways to kill Palestinians. Also, by the way, I don't care if Nick Fuentes scolded these guys. He's a fucking neo-Nazi.
And we sort of neglected our boys. And having been thrown out of office, I came back, first as a finance minister, but then 10 years later, I became prime minister again. And since then, I don't know, I won 5 elections. I can't keep track. But I have to get reelected.
Won't someone think of the genocide in chiefs, poor boys? Who will think of the poor boys living in Miami?
People say, oh, Bibi, you're a king. I said, I'm not a king. King doesn't have to get reelected. I do. I'm a Democrat, small d. I believe that the people have to choose who leads them. No one else. Okay, so second time I'm elected, Sarah told me, let's not repeat the mistake. Our boys are going to be with us for a few more years. And let's devote family time, You know what family time is? I'm telling this to you. Maybe you have the same thing. Maybe you have young families. You will have. She said, Friday night, Shabbat dinner, and lunch. Nothing. No phones. No cell phones. Get rid of them. Okay. Can you imagine sitting around the table, not having cell phones? Yeah, it's a good idea. Try it sometime. Okay.
It's refreshing, right?
Yeah.
What are they even? It's refreshing, right?
Yeah, and we actually have family time for a limited time. My younger boy, who's is an Oxford graduate, but he was he was a great student of the Bible at a very early age. So we'd read a portion of the Bible, which is always relevant. It's a good.
What is this? The genocide family fun times. Netanyahu hasn't got his phone. He's seen too many Palestinians he's killed for the day. He's full up on dead Palestinians.
It's a very good book, by the way. I strongly recommend it. I don't know if people still read it, but it's a great book.
Yeah, we Nelk boys. We always read the Bible. We love the frigging Bible. We love the frigging Bible.
So
the suffering life of the poor Oxford graduate living in Miami.
Up to the age of 12, I was teaching him. Okay, from the age of 12, he was teaching me. And this was family time, and it's because my wife had just the wisdom to give us those.
His little freak son's top post is, from the river to the sea, this flag is all you'll see. Sorry, that's his bio, his top post, Jesus Christ.
Years that otherwise would go forever,
What's one thing you and President Trump have in common?
It's happening!
Something like specific, like a hobby or like something you both like a food.
Hamburgers.
McDonald's?
Hamburgers. So President...
Hamburgers. McDonald's. Hamburgers. President Trump and I, we're both from America and we love hamburgers. I love the hamburger after a long day of killing Palestinians. I love a hamburger after killing Palestinians. We Americans, we love the burgers.
Trump comes to Israel. It's a great visit. Wonderful visit. Okay. And then we have dinner. Okay. And we bring this chef, he's like a very good chef. And he gives a 7-course dinner. Telling you, 7 courses. It's the longest dinner I've ever had. And, in this fancy plate and this fancy plate and this fancy plate. And finally he brings up this dressed...
My Struggle, Netanyahu's book releasing soon. My genocide family fun times were ruined by people being mean to my son for him being an open pro-genocide piece of fucking shit.
Up hamburger. And I look at Trump and he looks at me. Finally we had what we wanted. We got the hamburger,
We got the hamburger! We finally got what we wanted. We got the hamburger!
So yeah, I was a junk food junkie for many years. Sarah and I would come. We didn't have. You remember, Israel was semi-socialist, so we didn't even have a McDonald's or a Burger King. Okay.
No McDonald's, no Burger King. The Israelis were suffering out here. When did McDonald's open in Israel? When did it actually open? 1993. Wow. Hang on, that was before Netanyahu was in power, no? The first branch, blah, blah, blah. The Golani Interchange branch aroused controversy when the restaurant installed golden arches sign in front of the Golani Brigade Museum. So Israel and the burgers have not always got on so well. Israel and McDonald's have always had these major problems. Install the large golden arches in front of the Genocide Museum. Oh no, the Genocide Hitler Brigade Museum. They put burgers in front of it. No, burgers. The company was criticized for ordering its Arabic and Russian staff to speak only Hebrew during working hours. Their motivation behind the system was to prevent uncomfortable situations for workers and clients who mostly speak Hebrew. Oh my god, even they're getting fucking involved in this. Bereaved families and other citizens claimed this desecrated the site. Oh god, so sad. The burgers desecrated the Genocide Museum. All the beef served in the restaurants is kosher beef. Israeli salad. The muk falafel. Jesus Christ. But was removed from the menu in January until its revival in 20... McDonald's Israel also serves the Big America series, which consists of 6 burgers! Big America burgers in Israel! Oh my god. You can get the Big America burgers in Israel. Fucking hell.
And we'd land on an occasional visit to New York. You know what the first thing we did?
Burgers!
McDonald's. And to be honest, Burger King. I like Burger King more.
What's your go-to at McDonald's?
No.
What's your go-to at McDonald's?
I'll tell you,
We like to have a burger after our frat parties.
Burger King. We did the double,
Whopper?
The double,
I haven't ripped Burger King in a long time.
I haven't ripped Burger King in a while.
Burger King kind of sucks.
Yeah.
No,
the,
you're wrong.
the BK Lounge can hit.
I disagree completely.
You like Burger?
The BK Lounge can kind of hit. Bro, this is like having Hitler on and being like, was ist dein Lieblingsessen? And he's just like, ja, liebe ich Burger King und McDonald's auch. Sie sind wunderbar. And then they're like, yo, bro, I was trying to rip the BK Lounge. I was trying to rip the BK Lounge.
King over McDonald's?
That's your worst take, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Bro, they're like friendly with him. This is just incredibly, deeply fucking weird. This is some of the weirdest shit that you will ever see.
Crazy take.
No, that was fine. I mean, I like Burger King. The answer is yes. And we'd go and have Burger King. And guess what happened? So I opened up the Israeli economy, right? And what do you think? McDonald's, Burger King's, burger that, burger this. And the bloom went off the rose. And how did I know? Because we'd go for we'd go for the lot, the shakes, the French fries, the burgers. I mean, this is a massive.
Netanyahu is doing propaganda here. This is not true. Netanyahu was in the opposition when McDonald's came to Israel. This is beyond sickening. Yeah, it's very strange.
Attack on your health. Never mind. Okay.
No, it's bad.
We stopped gorging on this, and we sort of moved away from it. So I remember.
Okay, I'm going to put this in 1.5 times speed. Also, thank you, Sunflower Dragon. Thank you, everyone who's donated and supported.
But President Trump apparently still likes this stuff.
So what he eats?
We rode on his plane before the election because we were doing the same thing with him.
McDonald's?
Yeah, McDonald's. Yeah,
I think it was McDonald's.
We had to suck him off, but we got a Burger King afterwards and a McDonald's, and I ripped that shit so hard. I ripped that shit so hard. He was telling us all about the times he was with Jeffrey. Jeffrey Epstein, he was great. Jeffrey and Donald, we love them both so much, and they were always ripping Burger Kings, and then they were both ripping underage women, allegedly.
Lunch Chick-fil-A.
You ever tried Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A is good, actually.
It's good, right?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
The Chick-fil-A sauce.
I don't remember that.
Dip the waffle fries in it.
I think I went for the Chick-fil-A. Can you get me some?
They are literally, this is so perverse. Like, this is the man starving people. And it's just like, yeah, I want burgers. I want burgers.
Yeah. Can you get me some tomorrow? Sure. No, I'm in this protein diet,
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I was until
you saw President Trump, right?
No, I'll tell you what happened. I can't divulge what happened in the meeting. It was great. But so he says, calls his aide. Bring me.
He calls his aide and probably sexually assaults her. Probably. I mean, it's allegedly. It's allegedly. I'm a comedian.
The stuff. You know what he brings in? Chocolate. Candy. I said.
I think Trump's gonna die. By the way, like not so long.
Donald.
Dip a waffle in it. Dip a waffle in it.
What are you doing?
I love how they're bonding over burgers. They're bonding over burgers. Americans love burgers.
you know, because I've been now for months off this sugar thing. And he says, this is good stuff.
The British had Lord Haw-Haw, and that did the World War II version of this for the Hitler. Yeah, I mean, also, just Jesus Christ, like, just Jesus fucking Christ. You're not wrong. Like, these are the fans of fucking... it's just unbelievable.
That's Donald Trump. He's a human being, you know? He's a natural, wonderful guy. He's a warm person. And
he is also someone who is implicated with fucking Jeffrey Epstein. Like, categorically, the man had relations with a renowned pedophile.
He's got, he's got vilification the way we all do. You know, they paint it.
He's literally a friend of the world's most renowned pedophile who said... He's a lot of fun to be with. Hold on. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. And then Epstein was later convicted of being a paedophile. Yeah, bro, he's not some warm guy. He's like a fan of fucking Epstein.
Picture. You think the people who are hearing me now, you think they know me? Not well, they do, through you. The two of you,
That literally, he's telling them why he's so happy with them. They know me. He wanted to humanize himself and hang out with the fucking frat bro idiots.
No, you're opening it up. But I'm just telling you that what do we have in common? Well, we like to spend time with each other.
Yeah, you guys seem like you have a good time.
Yeah, we do. We really
Chilling with Biden must have been boring.
Next.
Obama was probably a good time though too. No,
well, he was. I think. Look,
I don't agree with everything he did, but Obama's still cool.
Look, first of all, Obama was
like, he has aura. You know what that means?
Yeah, I do, and he had it. And I don't disclaim that he had great talents, but we had a different view of the world. You know, I mean, he was a very talented.
Gaza is starving, and this guy is doing. Yeah, I know, it's fucking insane. Burger King singer can't sing. It makes me distrust Burger King. I don't even know what you're talking about. But, I mean, that's what they wanted. The hard-hitting questions. They're literally here to humanize this odd guy.
And gifted person. And I don't think he was a weak person. I don't think that at all. But I think he had ideas that I didn't always share, to put it mildly. And the question is, what is the general direction that you take, okay? And I thought that making sure that Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons was something that was absolutely...
It's so funny, by the way. The agreement that they had, the agreement that Obama made, was literally better at preventing Iran getting nuclear weapons than their bombing. Their bombing has prevented... Iran has secret sites. Iran has a secret site that they were going to let the IAEA go and have a look at, and now they're not going to let them have a look at.
Absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. And he viewed it differently. He thought that, through accommodation, that he would...
literally was not accommodation, had better control over Iran's nuclear program.
Stop them. And I don't think he did. I mean, he made a deal that basically paved their way with gold to a nuclear arsenal. So we disagreed. And it wasn't easy for me to make a decision that I made in 2015. That's 10 years ago. And I went to the U.S. Congress, a joint session of Congress, to speak out against this deal that a sitting president was advancing. And that's not something that you do lightheartedly. I did it because I thought the fate of my country was at stake. I thought we could be annihilated by the Iranians.
But still, under when did Obama win? First, 2008. So I guess Cast-led wasn't, well, I guess it was prosecuted under Obama in part, so...
With a nuclear deal would essentially pave their way to nuclear weapons, so I had to do it.
Netanyahu. How do I say I don't like it sounds like Batman. How do I say I don't like Obama without saying he's black?
And I did it, but it's not for lack of respect. It's for disagreement. It's because of disagreement. And, people can disagree. And in politics, you often compromise.
I think that there's still a lot of gray area, like with your average American on what actually happened on October 7th, how it happened, why the response took so long.
Well, what happened was that...
Bro, these questions, they were told they had to ask him about October the 7th. What the fuck? That just came really out the blue.
At 6:29 in the morning.
Just reminds me of the Hillary and George Bush masterclasses. I cannot fathom how casually these people talk about this, knowing they have personally caused... Yeah, 100%. 100%. It is weird to see people talk so casually. I mean, Obama killed a lot of people as well.
Several thousand of these Hamas murderers crossed the fence from Gaza into the neighboring communities and butchered everything in sight. And the biggest butchery took place in one kibbutz that I visited recently. And it's horrible. I mean, they went into the houses, they shot the children, they shot the babies, they shot the family.
This did not happen. Like, the babies were shot. One baby was hit with a bullet, I believe. I believe one baby was hit with... One baby was killed by a bullet, I should say. One baby was killed by a bullet. Hold on, let's find it. 2 babies. They burned babies alive. And near Oz, the body of two-year-old Odeh Kedem Simantov was found burned along with those of his sisters, 5-year-old twins Shahar and Arbel. Kafir Bibas, blah, 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 blah. Of the miners that died, the death of twins, hold on. Do you condemn McDonald's? Oh, hell yeah, I condemn McDonald's. I haven't had a McDonald's in nearly 2 years now. And I used to quite like McDonald's. I mean, I wouldn't eat it all the time. We're taking captives together. Kibbutz near Oz. I'm just trying to see if I can find this. But it's literally like 40 people. You have butchered so many more babies. It's ridiculous to sit here and listen to him say this.
Families, old people, Holocaust survivors, you name it. And the other thing that they did was there was a music festival that lasted through the night in the open areas, okay, near Gaza. Young people.
So weird just to say that. Like, it's not normal to have music festivals near a space where you have kept Palestinians hemmed in and denied them the right to, like, you know, live a normal life.
You know, came to have a music festival in nature. And these killers came there and they just sprayed the whole place. They murdered these young women and young men. And there were acts of heroism there that were amazing. Some of the people saved people, came back to save people. They themselves were mowed down. But there was acts of carnage that was so cruel that it's impossible to imagine, but also acts of...
There have literally been more civilians murdered at aid sites, and these 2 idiots did not think to bother asking that. They did not think to bother asking about that. You know, all of the mass amount of people that have been killed at aid sites, literally more than October the 7th in the past few months. October the 7th was 2 years ago. Like, you just let him come on and do this. This is what all these fucking people do. They go on and on about October the 7th when Israel has been doing genocide every single day. Every single day, mass murdering Palestinians.
Courage that are amazing. So that's what you had there. That's how it started.
Yeah.
And then, you know, how long did it take to get in there? We're still investigating why it took so long. Why don't we just have attack helicopters right there? You know, we have a pretty good idea now, but that's going to be investigated fully.
What's your response to people that say it could have been prevented?
I agree with them. Completely. And it was just horrible. And the other thing that happened was they took 255 people hostage. I mean, we're talking about grandmothers and their grandchildren.
This is a man whose country literally runs a major rape, like a major system of rape, sexual violence, mass murder, torture to death of doctors, mass murdering doctors, destroying hospitals, and you have him in front of you and you let him talk about this. It is actually crazy.
We're talking about people they killed. They took their bodies so they can, they can trade these bodies.
This is what his country does. Like, his country has these bodies still of people like Sinwar, so many people who his country holds on to with the express intent of, of using them as negotiating tools.
I mean, they took young girls and young men.
It's mad to think how all these videos will be seen in the future. I 100%, all the photos of UK politicians with these people, the fact that, they banned Palestine Action, like people who are protesting against a genocide, who actually did something to, try and prevent Israeli weapons.
And it's horrible. And on the first day, a senior defense official said to the first day of the war, right? He said, you know, we have to get used to the idea that we're not going to get any of these hostages out alive. And I thought differently. I said, no, we're going to get them all. Because if we have...
You haven't managed to bring any hostages home. You have killed more hostages than you have brought home.
You know, our military force, great courage of our soldiers, and the diplomatic effort that will combine with it, we're going to get them out. So up to date.
Pro-rape riots and prisoner rapists get TV appearances. 100%. 100%.
We got...
A 17-year-old boy was raped to death. What was his name? I seem to remember a story to that effect.
Of 255, we got 205 out. 147 of them alive. And the rest are recovered bodies. Some of them we got out with heroic rescue efforts by our, you know, just went in there into Hamas territory. And these fantastic, brave soldiers, they got them out. And now we have 20 left. 20 are alive.
Getting gaslighted by a war criminal as a treat. This is just insane. Like, this is such an insane video to watch.
And
I actually had it titled Nelk and Yahoo, but I changed it to Nelk Netanyahu, Jay Nada.
30 that are not alive. And I'm going to get them all. We may have a deal we're working on right now to try to get half of them, 10, alive, and more than half of the sea sausages right away. And I'm committed to getting all of them out. I believe in this.
I've reached my limit of disgusting for the day. See you in the Discord, gang. Okay, see you later. Thank you for being here. I'll probably just finish this, which is only 20 or so minutes.
I didn't believe for a second that we wouldn't get anyone alive. We've got nearly all of them, but I want all of them. All of them. The dead and the living.
What's that negotiation like? Like, why do they let some out and then they're still holding on to some?
Because they think that, that's their security blanket, you know. These innocent...
To get you to end the war. To get you to end your genocide. That is the only reason that they do this.
People that have been kidnapped. I mean, kidnapped. They kidnapped these innocent children, you know. They kidnapped these women, I mean, and these grandmothers. And they put them in the dungeons, these underground dungeons in Gaza. And some of these...
Jesus Christ. I love all of this language. The rhetorical devices of they put them in dungeons, all of these things. Like, fucking, you have, like, humongous prison systems where people are not allowed to see the light of day, where you beat and torture them and have done for decades.
Some people are tall.
There's a Discord. It's literally pinned.
Like they're...
Impressed with your Middle East knowledge, where you talk about places like Egypt and Bahrain. This perspective is really not discussed much in this place. No, it's not, because, I mean, this is one of the other things, and one of the reasons I moved over to YouTube. I want to make, like, wider Middle East content and talk about the UAE, talk about the Arab Spring and these kind of things, and yeah. Thank you for the donation, Erratic. Thank you for everyone, again, who's supported.
6'4".
And thank you for so many of you for being here.
You know, they can't stand up for months. They can't stand up because the tunnels are lower. And there's nothing.
Oh my god. Like, I love how they have these cuts to them going like, holy smokes. This is the guy who is the head of that system. Like, the system is so much wider than him. But you have the man who is doing a far grander amount of torture and rape to Palestinians.
No daylight. There's nothing. Just imagine this unbelievable thing, you know.
Like, this is, and I just saw this tweet from someone, Viva Palestine, who just tweeted this. Israel is openly starving Gaza and world leaders are doing nothing. I'm going fucking crazy. 1/3 of Gaza's population has not eaten in several days. 1/3 of the population has not even eaten. This is the guy who is doing this. This is the guy who is doing this.
I couldn't imagine.
We've seen the retaliation too. So what's your message to why? Because a lot of Americans don't think we should support Israel at all.
That means you don't support America. Because for the terrorists, you know what the terrorists are fighting us? Because they say we're America and America is Israel. We have the same free societies, the same free values. They want to drive us.
That is literally, they are saying, it's such a perversion of what they're saying. They don't fight against you because of freedom and democracy. It's because you've brought misery all over the world. You and the Americans and your little other lackeys all around the Middle East and the world.
Back to the dark ages of this tyranny. And Americans who say that, I think basically say, okay, so you support those who chant death to America, those who want to eliminate America. That's crazy. Oh boy. This is
nice
espresso. Service.
Yeah.
This is service. Yeah,
that's what we do on the Full Send Pod.
Thanks.
That's how we do it on the Full Send Pod.
You were a soldier yourself, right? Mm-hmm. How long did you serve?
I served for 5 years.
What was that like?
What was it like? I was in a special unit, you know, like our special forces, like your Navy SEALs, you know. It's the best thing that I could describe. What was it like? First of all, it was demanding. You know, I was spent a few years in the United States in high school. So I figured...
A few years? You're fucking from the United States, mate.
You know, that's a good time to prepare. So I ran, I swam, I lifted weights. I said, yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Boy, was I wrong. I wasn't ready. It's not only the physical demands, but also the psychological demands of stress.
War of attrition. So he was going into like other countries. So he was in the Battle of Karame, where they suffered huge losses against the PLO when they tried to get Yasser Arafat. No wonder, because this idiot was there.
Oh, that you're put into
the training.
No, he was in some kind of special forces. I'm just looking this up on his Wikipedia. Sarayet Matkal. But yeah, they were in the Battle of Karame, where this is like a famous battle. They still have a tank captured. He became a team leader in the unit. He was wounded in combat several times. He was involved in 1968 raid of Lebanon, rescued the hijacked Sabina, in which he was shot in the shoulder. He was discharged from active service, but remained in the Sarayet reserves. Following his discharge, he left to study in the US, but returned to serve in the Yom Kippur War. He took part in special forces raids along the Suez Canal against Egyptian forces before leading a commando attack deep inside Syrian territory. Great. He's just a. I mean, this is literally just a man who should be convicted for crimes against humanity.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, the training is very hard, but very soon, I mean, we did crazy things. And some of them were, we had the first hijackings of Israeli planes from Lebanon, actually, from PLO that was ensconced in Lebanon. So as a very young soldier, I mean, we landed in Beirut airport, like in the movies, we were told to wear red berets. I thought that was ridiculous. I mean, very theatrical. But we landed in...
His brother's called Yonatan, the one who died, but I don't really know how he died. I know he died in like a plane hijacking situation, didn't he? It's called Operation Entebbe. Let's have a look. Netanyahu was killed in action. Unfortunately, not Benjamin Netanyahu. Unfortunately, not all of them. While commanding the rescue mission during Operation Entebbe, he was the only Israeli soldier killed during the raid. Idiot. All of the revolutionary cells and members of all of the PFLP members and dozens of Ugandan soldiers. The commonly accepted version of his death is that Netanyahu fired on Ugandan soldiers and was shot in response by a Ugandan soldier from the airport's control tower. His family refused to accept this verdict and instead... Wait, did he get killed by a... He got killed by a Ugandan soldier who was on his side? That he was killed by the German commanding the hijackers. Netanyahu was shot outside the building being stormed and soon died in the arms of Ephraim Snee, a commander of his mission's medical unit. The operation itself was a success and was missed by Mr. Yonatan. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ.
No.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with Israel. I think YouTube policies allow you to say like Israeli soldiers being killed is. I just don't care. Like, why am I meant to care about the genocidal people, like the genocidal settler colony? No thanks.
We landed in Beirut.
Oh, by the way, Ozzy Osbourne just fucking died as well. If you're interested, if anyone cares. I mean, his wife is very annoying.
The airport and took care of the planes. We didn't kill anyone, but we blew up the planes. And we said to Lebanon, if you hijack our planes, we're going to blow up your planes. Didn't kill anyone. It was like a textbook operation. And then, we went into a lot of these things. But when you're young, and I was 18, you think that this is cost-free.
When I was in Belfast, there was a sign that said, called Netanyahu, a Zionist legend. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Oh, look. Look at this. Belfast mural treated as hate speech because someone put a graffiti that said that referred to this as a hate crime. But if you look here, I don't know if you can see it. You can see it. It might be too small, but here, if you zoom in like loads, you can see here it says Zionist legend Benjamin Netanyahu. But that's, by the way, this is what they're talking about when they say there's rising anti-Semitism. A mural that calls him Zionist legend is anti-Semitic. Putting Nazi on a photo of Netanyahu's anti-Semitic.
But one of the first things that happened to me was that one of my
Jarvis, pull this one up. Jamie, pull this up.
Close friends. Came from what you would call a disadvantaged home. He was a brilliant student. He was put into a great school. He was a mathematician and an athlete. And we became very close friends. And after a certain operation, he died in my arms. You know, it's not an easy thing when, you know, somebody...
Bro, who cares? You're genocidal settlers. Literally, who cares?
...dies in your arms.
They should probably go, oh, what did he die from? What the hell were you doing in those countries?
And so you go through that. What was it like? On the whole, it was a great preparation for life.
I liked Belfast. Interesting place.
I became an officer. I've led many operations behind enemy lines.
Like, I'm just not... W leader. Okay, you like modern Hitler. Brilliant for you.
So it teaches you, one, that you can do many things that seemingly are impossible, but two, also to recognize that...
Yeah, this is starting to fucking bore me, him just whining on.
At least I did. That life isn't a series of military operations. You know, it's more complicated. It's not, you can't control everything. And you have to sometimes go with the flow. But the most important thing I found is to live a life of purpose. You know, you have a purpose in life. You have a cause. You have something that you think is...
What is his purpose in life? Just killing fucking Palestinians? Is that his cause and purpose in life?
Greater than yourself. You know, live that life. And don't forget your family. You know, have a life of purpose. And, you know, don't forget your family. And in my case, my family...
He's just rambling on at this point.
Was also my older brother, who was also an officer in my unit, ultimately became its commander.
El Netanyahu. I'm not watching the Hassan thing. I'm too tired today, I'm afraid. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow, maybe if I stream, I don't know. I'm going to make a long video about, well, it won't be that long, but about Palestine and Superman I'm going to talk about.
And he led the rescue team in probably the most celebrated rescue of hostages in...
Did his brother... I don't know if they got to the seamen in time. We're going to have to look into this. If the semen retrieval was carried out in time. Probably wasn't, I'm afraid to say. They didn't get his semen. Poor guy. They lost all his semen. His seed.
In modern history, that's the rescue of 103 Israelis in Entebbe, Uganda. Like it was thousands of...
Benjamin Netanyahu podcast, Feet the Nelk Boys. Yeah, I don't think you're fucking wrong about that much.
When I was a soldier, when I was an officer, the PLO...
Rest in piss in chat for Netanyahu's brother.
Jacked a Belgian airplane, Sabine airplane, landed it in Tel Aviv airport, and said, unless you release these killers, you know, we're going to blow up the whole plane full of Israeli passengers. And my unit was selected to do something about it. We had a defense minister, his name is Moshe Dayan. I don't know if you remember him. He had he had a one-eyed patch. He had a patch. He was a very charismatic figure. And he negotiated.
He was a fucking war criminal, fucking Moshe Dayan. There's a story that Moshe Dayan, during the Nakba, was like, there was some mosque that he liked the look of, and he was basically like, go blow that up and bring me the minaret.
With the terrorists in the plane. And they said, you know, they want to fly out to a destination of their choice. They'll let the passengers go, and we'll fill the plane with these jail terrorists. And...
Alright guys, I've had enough. I guess I should probably just finish this.
While he was negotiating...
Actually, you know what? I cannot finish this. I'm too tired. I've had enough Netanyahu. I've had enough Nelk. I'm sure that there's not much excitement left in this or much interesting. So I'm going to call the stream here. I might be back live tomorrow. I've been live for nearly 4 hours, so that's quite long for me. So yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of the day. See you all later, and yeah, see you guys soon. I'll post in Discord, come say hi in the Discord. And no one's vacuuming, it's just my shitty computer. See you later.